Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing
I'm
today?
okay. I'm okay. Thanks for thinking of me for this.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hi everyone. I'm Sam Winters. This is Winterview, and today we have Kevin how do you pronounce your last name? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Kammeraad.
Kammeraad, Kevin
Hmm.
Kammeraad. Thank you. It's a bit
Yeah,
of a mouthful.
I hear you.
So, Kevin, what is like your business here? Like, are you like do you do puppetry? Do you
Yeah.
do films?
Yeah, well, it's rooted in puppetry, but yes, basically, I do a variety of interactive puppet things with the character. In fact, I got a character right now. Let me have him join us right away. His name is Winnie, and this is so cool. We're on an interview. Yeah, right now. Okay, but you're in the shot. I know, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, normally I'm over on that set over there. And yeah, and then we do the show for kids, for families, and yeah, Kevin's got a bunch of characters and books and stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Thanks. I'll go sit down, okay? That's Winnie.
Well, that's really cool. Do you have you ever worked on like sets like Sesame Street or The Muppets?
I have not. So I'm based right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and of course, I'm a fan of Sesame Street and the Muppets and all things with good early childhood, creative, open-ended, educational, fun things. Um, yeah, that would be an amazing, right? Can you imagine being part of
Yeah.
that world? That would be something.
Yeah, 'cause growing up I liked those shows too, and like Mr. Rogers and Between the Lions, all the kind
Yeah.
of puppetry shows maybe you've heard of, but
Oh yeah.
those are
Right.
all hold some good memories.
Yeah.
Do you so are you like an independent company? Do you have other workers or
So I think of myself as just, yeah, an independent artist. I'm part of the team at Winnie. So there's a crew of people. Michael Hyacinth started that and then came on board in 2016, I think, actually being part of helping to develop that character. And there's definitely a lot of people that are part of the collaborative nature of how that show was created and is created. And then I'm also part of something called Our Show Today, which is rooted in WGVU here, the local PBS, and Wimi also is on that same station and others. So the best way to answer that question is I'm kind of part of a bunch of different moving parts. I worked for Kent District Library for years and really gained and learned a lot with just how to work with the community and create resources that are relevant and useful and that kind of thing.
that's really cool. Um, Anybody else in your family do puppetry?
Yeah, actually, my wife Stephanie is also part of the puppetry. She has a character named Sylvia. She has her degree in education, special education, and so her background over the years, that's actually how I started was in children's books and music. And my wife and I together worked on that a lot in how we created and traveled to schools and libraries and festivals. And so, really, the history of how I started actually with creative thinking in general expanded with writing specifically led to music, led to puppets. And then when you asked about my family, yeah, my wife has been a huge part of a creative process and my kids over the years. And I just love the synergy of how when you can work together to create and to bring different skill sets to a project with the more people involved.
That's amazing. Um, when did you start your puppetry journeys?
So let me think. I went to Grand Valley State University and I studied film and video production and started kind of, the puppetry kind of unfolded out of that creative aspect of the writing to the puppetry. Um, as I've been answering this question, I forgot, I forgot the start of the question. Can you remind me the
It
start of
was
the question?
when did you start puppetry?
Okay, okay. I should have stuck with my gut. That's what I thought. Yeah,
Sorry.
so I wrote a poetry book called The Tomato Collection, and I wrote that between the years of 1994 and 1998. And that's when I started the puppetry. Was I met a woman named Betty Essenberg who made puppets for Pine Creek Elementary School in Holland, Michigan. I worked for West Ottawa Schools at the time. I was just out of high school into college, and I went to West Ottawa Schools as well. But um, yeah, that was the year 1996 or seven that Jacob is the name of that first puppet that unfolded. And now, a few years later, a bunch of puppets, a bunch of ideas, and but that's when it began.
That's really cool. Do you have like anything that airs on TV, or is it mostly just independent projects?
Yeah, no, it's on TV. If you go to PBS, if you check the WGVU PBS locally in West Michigan, you can find Wimmy's Words airing Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. And then actually our show today is a live broadcast Saturdays at 8 a.m. So those are the two things that are currently right now the most accessible. If you go to pbs.org and search Wimmy, actually that's how you spell Wimmy, Wimee. Um, Search Wimmy at pbs.org and you'll find a bunch of episodes. And then of course YouTube. Find Wimmy on YouTube and we got a whole bunch of stuff online there.
That's really, really cool. Um, you seem to have been made a quite a successful empire here.
Hmm. Whew. Well, that's very kind of you. I would say I'm part of a lot of successful or fun things, and it's also, it's that journey of that up and down. There's been a lot of challenges along the way, and there still are challenges as we go. So, uh, I'm grateful for what I've been able to create and be part of. I'm hopeful for where it goes. I kind of try to just go to day at a time and see okay, here's today. Where are we at? What can we do? A lot of projects get stretched out over a long period of time because, trying to figure out how to do it well. At the same time, we do a lot of short form content too. So that kind of goes quickly, to just get the puppet and do something real spontaneous, and kind of find that balance of really working on bigger projects and then also, fun, more spontaneous things, I guess, so to speak.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's really awesome.
Nice.
I'm very happy for you. This is a really cool thing that you're doing, especially makes kids' days and it holds a lot of memories. A lot of these shows do, even
Yeah.
for
So,
me.
well, tell me more. You said some of the shows you remember: Blue's Clues, Sesame
Oh,
Street.
yes.
What else?
I was much more of a Thomas and Friends kind of
Ooh,
person. That's what I really
yeah.
liked. I was like obsessed
Okay.
with it for some
Yeah.
reason.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, I also
Yeah.
watched the other ones too, like Sesame Street.
Yep.
Between the Lions was really good too. That was one of my favorites. I've always liked lions. They're
Yeah.
my favorite animal.
Oh,
And also
nice.
the Muppets too, and other puppetry based television programs and movies too. Those
Yeah.
are I liked them growing up, and they
Yeah.
still hold a special place in my heart.
I hear you. I want to go back and look at Between the Lions because I was aware of it when it was on television, but I didn't really know it well.
Yeah.
I want to go back and kind of you got me inspired to want to go check out some of those episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's I'm really glad I inspired you.
Did.
If you have kids, do they watch your show?
When my kids were young, they enjoyed things, and as the kids get older, think the perspective changes, and
Yeah.
yeah, so both yes and no is my
Yeah.
short answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Your kids are grown up now, basically.
Yeah, um, yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure. Me, like me.
yeah.
Do you have any future projects planned for any shows or movies?
Well, we just released a new reboot of Wimmy's Words. This is one of the books, but the show was called Wimmy's Words, and now we're calling it Wimmy's World. And so we're looking to
Hmm.
expand where that can go and to just
Wow.
continue creating more and more episodes in that approach. And then yeah, our show today, kind of those are the two main focuses. And we're fortunate that the idea is we can just continue to keep creating more episodes and kind of reinventing it as we go. So I don't currently see myself working on anything else new kind of out of that. Those are kind of the focuses that I have right now and for the foreseeable future.
Well, that's really cool as well. Absolutely. Do you so for your show, is it all puppetry or is there like animation involved in voice acting?
Yeah, there's both. It's rooted, both are rooted in puppetry, but there's
Hmm.
definitely animation. In fact, we've also done some Wimmy animations that are fully animated, as
Hmm.
kind of a short form cartoon. So that's something that's another direction. So in my case, the role that I play that is to do the voice of the character, but then there's a team of animators and other people, because they have very different approaches. In the show itself with Wimmy's World, there's visual animated elements. It's not a ton of animation. We may add more animation to that show in the future, but just kind of a hybrid. And there's humans. The puppets interact with humans, kids. It's really a variety show base. Both of them are kind of variety based concepts.
That is amazing. That's cool. There's kind of like both. You kind of interpolate both. Um, and part of then in the sense of Wimmy's world, are there like other characters involved?
Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's definitely. In fact, let me grab one. I'll be right back.
Okay, take your time.
Dun, 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 dun. And I'm back. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of characters, and this character is named Sibley Alexander. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh my goodness! I get to be Kevin. You're in the shot. It's okay. It's just behind the scenes. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so yeah, I get to tell jokes. I get to share information, and I'm in the cartoons too. Can you believe it? Yeah. So you're. I heard you asking about characters. Yeah, there's my friend Moby. There's Romy and Digi are new characters, and there's Sylvia and Mazine. Yeah, there's a bunch of us.
Nah, that's really nice.
I have fun. I try not to take myself too serious and just kind of, find
Yeah,
that balance of creating solid content to work with, but then being loose and playful and spontaneous in
yeah.
hopefully how it's presented.
Absolutely, because with puppetry, you got to be a little funny, creative,
Yeah.
and don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Puppetry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Does
Yeah.
it take like is there like puppetry classes that you take or people take?
Mhm. There's definitely those options for sure.
Mhm.
My when I started with puppetry, it began organically, just kind of the idea of, like I said, I met this woman, Betty Essenberg, who then made the first puppet that I started working with. And to me at the time, it was, hey, I've got these poems I've written, there's the songs we're doing. Oh, puppetry could help bring it to life. So I started organically, just learning by doing. And then over the years, I've done a lot more of attending conferences. There's the Puppeteers of America organization, and there's local branches. There's the West Michigan Puppet Guild, the Detroit Puppet Guild. There's regional gatherings, national gatherings. And then, of course, online, right, to research, to learn, to watch videos, how to's. But once you start kind of reaching out to find other puppeteers out there, you can start learning more. And then, of course, you can actually go to college for puppetry. There's different colleges that have programs. It's not as common as most, majors, but there are places you can learn to really, really go deep, if you want to.
That's really cool. Um, so I guess in closing, do you see like maybe Wimmy's world hopefully taking off kind of and
Yeah.
you might actually like expand outside of West
Yeah,
Michigan in the future,
yeah,
hopefully?
yeah. Well, and I appreciate what you're asking. Is yeah, we're rooted in Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
It actually does because of the PBS affiliates around the country. There's a handful of about 20 stations, I think, that do air the show. So we are expanding our reach, kind of individually, stations at a time. There's a kind of long story to kind of how that all works and structures, but yes, that is the goal of like how do we expand this? How do we make more connections? And with the YouTube, and there's actually a whole Wimmy AI thing that's unfolding,
Oh, of
that
course.
you can interact in technology of how you could chat with Wimmy. A speech language pathologist would have interest in what we're trying to do. That's the goal, is to help Wimmy be a tool that can help kids learn with their language and speak, and also in different languages. So it's kind of a whole can of worms, and I'm not part of that
Yeah.
hands-on coding aspect of it, but again,
Yeah.
that's where all the people that are part of all this. So yeah, the goal is to really just keep expanding. And then with our show today, that show is meant to really stay and live and breathe in West Michigan and really feel like, hey, this is our hometown local thing.
Absolutely.
But it's also an interactive television concept where your phone becomes a play-at-home interface so that you interact with the puppetry live with the technology. And we've done this with Wimmy too in different ways. So my head gets spinning as I'm saying all this,
Oh
like,
yeah.
all the things. Yes, the goal is to really, I mean, ultimately is to just hopefully do meaningful, fun work, relevant work,
That's what
um,
matters.
and stay, but and while also doing that, to continue to, or to
Hmm.
figure out how to be sustainable and solid in what we're doing.
Well, that's really nice, Kevin.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for talking to me today. I'm glad we got
yeah.
a chance to sit down and discuss your work.
Well,
And
thanks.
hopefully I'll have you have a good day and maybe I'll we'll meet in person sometime.
That sounds great. Well, again, thanks for reaching out, and we'll see you down the road.
All right. Well, have a good day.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Bye.
Bye.